we would be doing the little bit of exchange list also. So we had spoken about diabetes the other day, and the principles of obesity diet when we talk about remains more or less same. But let's first understand what exactly obesity is. So obesity, when we are talking about obesity, is a complex disease. I would call it not a but a condition wherein your body fat percentage is more. So we have these cells. Okay, now there is a little fat around these cells. That is good. That is good for cushioning. That is good for protecting our internal organs. But when this fat layer keeps thickening up and thickening up, then we know that is known as the fat percentage is increasing. That leads to a condition which is known as obesity. And obesity, yes, it is considering that a medical issues of a person, but it along with being a physical concern, it is also a concern which is related to medicine. Like people may have heart disease, diabetes, high blood pressure, and certain other types of cancers as well. Okay, so what causes obesity? First of all, obesity can be genetic. If your parents, grandparents, maternal or paternal side have this tendency of putting on weight, which means the genes have slow metabolism, then there are chances that an individual will have chances to gain weight. Then there are behavioral changes. We link food to happiness, sorrow, sadness. So somebody is too happy, somebody is wanting to have something sweet or something like that. Somebody is too sad, and then that is also the time when somebody wants to indulge in things. So behavioral patterns bhi hote hain. Metabolism, high, metabolism slow is also the reason for obesity, and certain hormone influences also can impact, like for example thyroid. Hypothyroidism में metabolism बहुत slow हो जाता है, which leads to obesity. Okay. So obesity कैसे होती है? Now there is input of calories that are going inside our body, and there is output of calories that are happening. We are doing some exercise, we are doing some activity, so which means we are burning the calories, and we are eating, which means we are inputting the calories. जब burning calories की कम होती है और input ज्यादा होता है, ठीक है, हम कैलोरी PMR वगैरह सब कुछ मिला के हमारा कैलोरी रिक्वायरमेंट है 1800. Okay, we are requiring this, but constantly we are eating a diet of 2500 calories. So this increase in the calorie will lead to obesity or weight gain. Okay, इसीलिए हम calorie deficit diet plans बनाते हैं. So what are the reasons? Is one is unhealthy diet. We have talked about, अगर आपकी calorie intake ज़्यादा रहेगा तो आप weight gain करेंगे. Basically, you are eating, somebody is eating high calorie diet, fast foods diet, high calorie beverages will have chances of gaining weight. Then there are liquid calories. You are drinking drinks that are highly loaded with sugar, fruit juices, aerated drinks, maza, fruity, ये जो squashes होते हैं, these are loaded with sugar, and that increases the weight gain. Inactivity, obviously, when somebody has sedentary lifestyle and the calorie intake is more and we are not burning it also, so that leads to weight gain or obesity. Then there are certain conditions wherein the weight gain has to be there, like pregnancy. Okay, so वहां पे weight gain होना होता है, and the pregnancy weight gain has to be somewhere around 10 the pregnancy weight gain usually ranges from 10 to 13 kgs, but in some condition it goes to 20 kgs or 30 kgs as well. That leads to obesity. Okay, and this overweight of putting of mother will have a negative impact on the child as well. Quitting smoking. This is, most frequently seen when people quit smoking, they get these cravings. They get, because they are addicted to smoking, उन्हें smoke करने की craving होती है, and to pull them, to push them back from this craving, they indulge in overeating. Okay, that also increases weight. Lack of sleep. Lack of sleep is one very big reason. Now, many a times we get stuck up weight issues. Many a time we get weight issue, people like who are trying hard. They are following the diet. They are doing exercise, but still they are not losing weight. It is because sleep and stress issues also plays a very, very important role in weight loss journey. You need to get at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep every single day. And it is not about the number of hours, it is about the good quality sleep that we should be getting every single day. So, because if somebody is not sleeping properly, this can increase their appetite. Okay. This can increase their appetite. उन्हें mornings में cravings होंगी food की, which result in a high calorie diet and contribute to weight gain. As I told you, stress also has a major role to play. Stress जो है वो hormone level cortisol. Cortisol is one hormone in our body that is good in some extent, but जब cortisol levels बहुत ज़्यादा high हो जाती हैं, then these masks the fat cells, slows down the metabolism, and the person is not able to lose weight. Again, stress also results in cravings, having high caloric food options to balance out the stress. So that leads to weight gain. Microbiome, your gut health. So if your microbiome, if your gut health has compromised, you don't have good bacteria present in your gut health, you have acidity, constipation, weight gain होगा. आपको irritable bowel syndrome, diarrhea है, weight lose होगा. So अगर poor gut health है, that can be the reason of weight loss or weight gain. And rather than focusing on a weight loss or a weight gain diet, we would be focusing on a diet which fixes your gut issue. जैसे ही gut issue fix up होगा, you will be able to lose weight. Previous attempts to lose weight. Now, some people lose weight by dieting. बहुत crash dieting करते हैं weight lose करने के लिए, and then it bounces back because you can't maintain the same thing for over a long period of time. So उस case में you tend to put on the weight. Okay. So there are basically 6 types of body fats that we can see. One, if you just see in this case, this is upper body fat. वहाँ आपके पूरी upper body till the neck area there will be over percentage of fat, which leads to because of overeating and consumption of more of sugar related products. Then in this body you will have a swollen belly, lower abdominal fat. There is no upper abdominal fat, which leads to stress, depression, and anxiety. Then you have a large belly and you have a back fat as well, which is due to inactivity. Then you have a lower body fat, which it is still knees. So it is because of excess of gluten in the diet, which you are not able to digest properly. Then you have swollen stomach here. Okay, this is because of alcohol consumption, and you have the entire lower body more fat. It is because of the heredity or pregnancy. These basically types gives you a vague idea about how what can be the reason for obesity. Now, obviously, when we talk about obesity, there are issues, complications होती हैं लोगों को. There are heart diseases, there are strokes that people are prone to, because किसी को obesity है, वो more fragile हो जाते हैं कुछ conditions के लिए, जैसे कि heart disease and stroke, because they may have a risk of high blood pressure. They may have a risk of high blood pressure. They may have a risk of high cholesterol levels. They also have the risk of high triglyceride levels, which are related to all the heart diseases and strokes. देयर आर चांसेस कि आपकी टाइप 2 ओबेसिटी लेवल्स इंक्रीज हो जाती है, बिकॉज आपकी बॉडी इफेक्टिवली मैनेज नहीं कर पाती है इंसुलिन को, हाउ टू मेंटेन द ब्लड शुगर लेवल्स, इंसुलिन रेजिस्टेंस हो जाती है उस वजह से. There are certain types of cancers that are that can cause because of this. So what happens usually is, when you are have, when you are having a high caloric food, that high caloric food will be obviously, high caloric food. अगर आप healthy खाना खाओगे, जब आप diet plan बनाओगे, आप देखोगे कि एक 1200 या 1300 की कैलोरी डाइट, अगर आप पूरा हेल्दी खाना खाते हो, इज टू मच. ओके, बट इफ यू हैविंग अनहेल्दी फूड स्टफ, वो आपको सैटिस्फैक्टरी वैल्यू भी नहीं देते, प्लस दे आर एडिक्टिव आल्सो. सो व्हेन यू आर हैविंग फूड, ओके, then in that case, okay, when you're having some food and if it is processed, if it is junk, if it is more acidic in nature, then what we are going to have? Then the pH of body will become acidic. Once the pH will become acidic, there will be increase in the inflammations. Once there is increase in the inflammations, you will get body pains, or you will get joint pains, or you will get some gut issues. That also is a result of acidic pH. Or acidic pH एक medium है cancerous cell का. To grow the cancerous cells, they thrive on acidic or sugar pH things. Okay, so there is a vicious cycle. Also, जब आपके joint pains होंगे, this may also leads to osteoarthritis. Okay, because acidic pH में वो भी होता है. All right. So these are the complications. Digestive issues, as I told, acidity, heartburn, constipation, ये सब भी complications में रहता है. If somebody has weight issues, उन्हें conceive करने में problem होती है because they have irregular periods, और erectile dysfunction होती है men में. Sleep apnea is also a complication wherein आपकी जो breathing है वो rapidly start and stop होती है. And it is very deadly. All right, then osteoarthritis, I have just told you about that. Okay, how do we plan the diet? The planning of the diet will remain same. ठीक है, बिल्कुल डायबिटीज के फुटस्टेप्स पे हम डाइट प्लान करते हैं. हम TDEE फाइंड करेंगे, 500 कैलोरीज मिनिमम हम सब्ट्रैक्ट करेंगे. Then we will be doing macronutrient distribution, which will be 50 to 55% carbs, 15 to 20% proteins, and 30% fats. We will never go above 30% fats. Okay. Then carbs लेंगे, complex carbs लेंगे, low glycemic index food लेंगे. At least 30 grams of fiber will be there in the diet. We will be having good proteins in each of our meal, and good fats in the diet. Sodium हम restrict करेंगे 1500 milligram में, because the high sodium is responsible for water retention. So sodium has to be restricted to 1500 milligram. Calcium 1000 से 1200 milligram लेंगे. Magnesium is also very important. 500 milligram हमारी डाइट में magnesium होना चाहिए. Potassium is also helping for weight loss. 3600 milligram हमारी डाइट में potassium होना चाहिए. ठीक है, इनके sources you can find from the Intuitive app. तो यूजुअली जो डाइट होती है women की 1000 से 1200 कैलोरीज तक की होती है, and मेल्स की 1500 to 1800 कैलोरीज होती है. Just a second, please. So I am taking you to the exchange list planning now. Before we go, हम simultaneously exchange list कर लेते हैं. Please open your table, this table that I have already shared with you. Okay, now we are okay, today you may think that you're not able to understand, but let me just brief you, and we will be practicing this thing more often. Now, what you need to do is, अगर आप यहाँ पे देखते हो, all right, just understand this is a pre-planned thing जो मैंने बना ली थी पहले ही. This green table I have already shared with you. Okay, for example 1800 कैलोरीज की डाइट हम बना रहे हैं, एंड उसमें मैंने 60% कार्ब्स, 15% प्रोटीन्स एंड 25% फैट्स लिए हैं. ऑल राइट, मेक आई एम जस्ट शेयरिंग एन एग्जांपल विद यू जस्ट टू मेक यू अंडरस्टैंड द एक्सचेंज लिस्ट. ठीक है, सो दिस इज अ टेंटेटिव थिंग आई हैव टेकन. मैक्रोन्यूट्रिएंट डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन के बाद आई हैव गॉट दैट मेरी डाइट में 270 ग्राम्स कार्ब्स होने चाहिए, 68 ग्राम्स प्रोटीन होने चाहिए एंड 50 ग्राम्स फैट्स होने चाहिए. ठीक है, मैं इन कंक्लूजन पे आ गई. नाउ व्हाट आई एम गोना डू इज, okay, I am going to list all my foods in this format in the table, and now I have to decide on these exchanges. ये numbers कहाँ से आएंगे, ये main question होता है कि समझ नहीं आ रहा है ये numbers कहाँ से आएंगे. ये numbers को हम basis लेते हैं food pyramid का. Remember the first class में हमने triangular pyramid किया था कि हमारी diet पे सबसे ज्यादा cereals, grains होने चाहिए, उसके बाद fruits and vegetables. तो हम वो ही फिनोमिना पे एक्सचेंज लिस्ट की कैलकुलेशन करते हैं. फर्स्ट थिंग व्हाट वी आर गोइंग टू डू इज वी आर गोइंग टू पिक अप सीरियल्स एंड मिलेट्स. वन एक्सचेंज ऑफ सीरियल इज 30 ग्राम्स. वन एक्सचेंज मतलब आप एक एक्सचेंज लेंगे, वो 30 ग्राम्स की होगी, और वो 30 ग्राम्स आपको 100 कैलोरीज, 3 ग्राम्स प्रोटीन, 20 ग्राम कार्ब्स एंड 0.8 ग्राम्स न्यूट्रिएंट्स प्रोवाइड करेगा इन टर्म्स ऑफ मैक्रोस. नाउ ये 30 ग्राम से हम रोटी भी बना सकते हैं आटे की, हम ओट्स चपाती भी बना सकते हैं, ज्वार की बना सकते हो, 30 ग्राम राइस ले सकते हो, 30 ग्राम सूजी ले सकते हो, 30 ग्राम पोहा ले सकते हो. सीरियल कैटेगरी में से कुछ भी अगर आप 30 ग्राम्स लोगे, आपको मैक्रोस ये नंबर के अप्रोक्सीमेट मिलेंगे. एक्सचेंज लिस्ट गिव्स यू द अप्रोक्सीमेशन ओनली. ओके, सो फॉर एग्जांपल वी हैव टेकन हियर 8 एक्सचेंजेस. तो 8 एक्सचेंजेस में फर्स्ट लाइन को आप पूरी लाइन को जितनी एक्सचेंजेस लेंगे उस नंबर से मल्टीप्लाई कर देंगे. मैंने 8 एक्सचेंज लिए have multiplied, so I am getting 800 calories. Multiplying, I am getting 24 grams protein, 160 gram carbs, 6.4 grams fats. Likewise, मैंने अब इसकी 2 exchanges ली हैं pulses. So I am multiplying the entire row with 2 and I will be getting the values. Likewise, आप हर एक की exchanges लेंगे और ये calculations करते हैं, इसे हम exchange list बोलते हैं. So now if you see here, I have not taken any exchange for non-vegetarian food. It is all zero because the person is not non-vegetarian. So मैंने उसकी exchange लिया. Likewise, अगर एक person बिल्कुल pure vegetarian है, आप eggs को भी zero down कर सकते हो. ठीक है, अगर एक पर्सन को लैक्टोज इंटॉलरेंस है, आप मिल्क भी माइनस कर सकते हो, या अगर आप मिल्क की फॉर्म में दूसरा कोई ऑप्शन दे सकते हो. बट दिस मिल्क इज बेसिकली काउ मिल्क, एनिमल मिल्क. तो ये काउ मिल्क है, वो भी काउ मिल्क, नॉट इवन बफलो और एनी अदर मिल्क. ठीक है, फैट्स, ऑयल्स, नट्स, सीड्स हम सब एक ही कैटेगरी में कंसिडर करते हैं बिकॉज दे आर गुड फैट्स. So we consider them in under one category. Here, if you will share, I have not seen the taken sugar exchanges also. So according to case, हम कोई exchange ज्यादा ले सकते हैं, कोई कम ले सकते हैं, कोई totally omit कर सकते हैं. ये entirely हमारे पे depend करता है और एक client की requirements पे या जिस भी individual की आप diet बनाते हो उनकी requirements पे depend करता है. Okay, I will be coming to these questions, but not today. Obviously आपको exchange list के questions होंगे. Just this will be there in the recording that you will get. Just go through the recording once or twice and just see how I have calculated. Tomorrow or day after, during the after we complete finish the topic for the day, every day for 10 to 15 minutes we will practice these exchange lists where I will be planning things in front of you. Okay, Okay, one more thing I want to mention here. If you just see in the last, I have mentioned the target. Target is what we have calculated, 1868, 270, 50. And yellow mein jo highlighted hai, this is what the calculation is telling. Now it is absolutely okay अगर आपकी requirement एक calories की है, plus and minus 100 अगर calories होंगी तो भी it is okay. Proteins में plus and minus 5 is okay. Carbohydrates में plus and minus 30 to 40 is okay. And fats में plus or minus 10 is okay, plus 5 तक चलेगा. ठीक है? So this is about the exchange lists. Let's get back to our topic of obesity. Okay. So when we are planning the diet, I just told you 500 calories हम हर week subtract करेंगे. Usually जब हम obesity की diets बनाते हैं, हम weekly plan share करते हैं या maximum 10 या 15 days, उससे ज्यादा नहीं. उसके बाद we need to change the plan. And we can target a healthy weight loss of half kg per week. So 2 to 3 kgs per month is considered as healthy weight loss. ठीक है, हम कैलोरी डेफिसिट डाइट बनाएंगे अकॉर्डिंग टू द हैरिस बेनेडिक्ट इक्वेशंस, एंड कोई भी न्यूट्रिएंट डेफिशिएंसी अगर होगी तो कॉम्प्लिकेशंस बढ़ेंगी. सो ट्राई एंड मेकिंग एज बैलेंस्ड डाइट एज पॉसिबल. So number of diets are based on macronutrients, which we are talking about. We are focusing more on macros. Micros we will be taking from the RDA always. Okay. So usually जब हम weight loss diet plan करते हैं, हम low carb, low fat, high protein, low glycemic index, high fiber diet provide करते हैं. लो कार्ब डाइट में हमने बहुत लो नहीं जाना है. वी विल नेवर गो बिलो 50%. वी विल नेवर गो बिलो 800 किलो कैलोरी डाइट, and we will be including good complex carbs and good fats in the diet. Low fat diet हम plan कर रहे हैं, but we will be avoiding completely any calories or fat or trans fats. We should be focusing on good quality fat always. Same principles as I told you जो हमने डायबिटीज में किए थे, but just reinterrogation. We will be including more of MUFAs and PUFAs in the diet. Now because fat intake हेल्प करता है वेट रिड्यूस में, इंसुलिन की प्रॉपर मेंटेनेंस पे, और ट्राइग्लिसराइड कोलेस्ट्रॉल एलडीएल को भी ये बैलेंस करता है. शुगर एंड सॉल्ट वी आर गोइंग टू टेक लिमिटेड. शुगर हम टोटली अवॉइड करें तो अच्छा है. Salt 1.5 grams, so that will be good. Okay, we will be taking a good protein, low glycemic index diets, and good amount of vitamins and antioxidants should be present there in our diet. Okay, so for example, a client has come, ठीक है, and you want to do the assessment. आपको कैसे शुरू करना है? How will you start planning things for that person? Okay, so the first thing, ये हमने already discuss किया था जब हम BMR और nutritional assessment कर रहे थे. So that time we discussed about all these things कि कैसे हम लोग एक case को initiate करेंगे. So we will do that again today, a little bit more in detail. First of all, we would be taking, once the client comes in or once the person is approaching you, we need to find out the health goal of the person. Okay, सबसे पहले हमें उनका health goal पूछना है. Okay, health goal में you need to understand whether the person wants to lose weight, gain weight, maintain weight, whether they have any gut issues, किस लिए वो आपके पास आए हैं. ठीक है, उसके बाद आप उनको एंथ्रोपोमेट्रीज लेंगे. एंथ्रोपोमेट्रीज में बेसिकली आप क्या लेते हैं? You take weight, height, and then based on this you will be calculating the BMI. Then you will be taking age, based on this you will be calculating the BMR. Then you will be understanding about physical activity. Based on that we will be able to calculate the total daily energy expenditure. Also आप waist hip ratio भी उनकी ले सकते हैं, waist circumference भी ले सकते हो, to have a better clarity with their parameters. Okay? So these are anthropometric things that we take. Depending upon BMI, you can tell about the grade of the obesity. Okay, when we talk about height, हम बिल्कुल one has to stand straight. The head should not be like this or like this. It should be straight. The person should be standing barefoot. Obviously, it should not be wearing any heels or stuff like that. Yes. So when we are checking for the height, we need to stand straight. There should not be any footwear or heels that one should be wearing, and standing straight. We put the scale like this against the wall and we mark the height of an individual. The apparatus we use is stadiometer, and we take height always the centimeter. Always should be taken in kilograms. That is how we do in India. Otherwise, Western countries में pounds में लिया जाता है, pounds में लिया जाता है. And minimal clothing means not like jeans or jackets or sweaters or shawl. Bare minimum clothing के साथ. Early morning empty stomach weight is the best time. But if somebody is visiting your clinic, then try कि आप हर समय उनको same time पे visit करवाएं, so that there are no changes in weight because of the difference in the time. Okay? Because अगर आप वेट मॉर्निंग में चेक करते हो और वेट इवनिंग में चेक करते हो, अप्रोक्सीमेटली 1 kg का डिफरेंस आ जाता है, बिकॉज यू हैड व्हाट हैड all your meals, so that will make the difference. So then we will be calculating the body mass index, and the cutoffs is what we know. We can do the waist circumference as I told you. वेस्ट सर्कमफ्रेंस में आप नेवल पॉइंट, इलियक क्रेस्ट बोला है, बट सब लोग इलियक क्रेस्ट मार्क नहीं कर पाते, और अगर आप किसी को ऑनलाइन बता रहे हैं, इट बिकम्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट. सो बेस्ट इज पासिंग द measuring tape from your navel point and taking the measurement in centimeters. So when we are doing the waist circumference, for men, if it is greater than 120, it is risky, and for women, it is 88 से ज़्यादा है, so then they need to lose weight. Also, हम weight कुछ fat percentage वगैरह calculate कर सकते हैं if we have bioelectrical impedance analysis और body composition analyzers, जिससे हम total body fat, lean mass, muscle mass, fluid volumes ये सब assess कर सकते हैं. Also, you can carry out the waist hip ratio calculation. You take the measurements in waist and take the measurement of hip in centimeters, divide waist with hip, and you get waist hip ratios. It has been shared, the cutoff values have shared with you. Okay, then जब आप anthropometry खत्म कर लोगे, the second thing you would be asking your client is whether they have any illness or any disease or any medical condition, whether past में उनकी कोई surgeries हुई है, past में उन्हें कोई medical condition थी जो उन्होंने recover की है, past में what was their medical profile, and also we assess their reports as well. Okay, probably they are not aware, but reports may tell us something about that. So that we need to know. Based on this, हम dietary history उनकी लेते हैं कि वो किस तरीके की डाइट लेते हैं, what is the amount and quality of calories that they are taking, and how frequently they are taking the meals, what are the portion size, meal का pattern क्या है, meal का portion size क्या है, क्या वो बहुत ज्यादा meal skip करते हैं, feasting करते हैं, fasting करते हैं, ये सब चीजों का we should be knowing. Portion size, because sometimes people say we just have 2 meals, but the portion size is huge, so we need to check on the portion size. We need to understand how much carbs they are taking and what form of carbs they are taking, whether the carb forms are simple or complex, whether are they consuming high glycemic index or low glycemic index food, whether there is fiber in their diet or no. Fat consumption, also fat consumption, if a layman, we talk about layman को सिर्फ ये पता होता है कि fat is the thing which is putting on weight, but he doesn't know कि wrong fats is the one that is putting on weight. So wrong fat consumption, red meat, processed meat, bakery goods are the reasons for putting on weight. Less of fiber consumption in the diet, so more fiber should be consumed in the diet. Daily sodium intake हमें monitor करना है. पहले it used to be 2400 milligram per day. But now the WHO ICMR has reduced it to 1500 milligram per day because a lot of prevalence of BP and other heart issues have been increased, and sodium is one of the culprit factor which increases BP, which is responsible for too much of bloating, water retention, and everything. Beverage consumption, whether it is a aerated drink or a juice or alcoholic drinks, it should be limited because these are fully carbohydrates, and that gives you a lot of empty calories. Meal preparation, that should be taken care that okay, you are preparing all the healthy meals, but how much oil you are using, how much spices or salts you are using, that should be one should be mindful. Then we will be doing physical activity assessment, जिसमें हम उनकी करते हैं वो कितने समय के लिए कर रहे हैं, for how what is the intensity of exercise, is it very light or is it very moderate, high intensity है, किस तरीके की exercises है, that we are going to do. And then negative calorie balanced diet की prescription हम prescribe करेंगे, which will be like deficient calories 55 to 65% यहाँ दिया है, but I would prefer to go with 50 to 55. Okay, 65 is too high. Then here 15 to 20. That is good. Less than or equal to 30 gram fiber. ये change हो गया है. Now this is no more 2.4. Now this is 1.5 gram, and this is not milligram. This is gram, and if it is in milligram, it is 1500 milligram. Okay, calcium is also, as and I told you about potassium and magnesium, वो भी weight loss में help करते हैं. Vitamin D का normal RDA हमें लेना है, वो भी weight loss में help करता है. High fiber diet should be there. Fiber diet हमें satiety देती है because हम calories restrict कर रहे हैं. The person may feel hungry a lot. So calorie diet जो है वो हमें satiety और satisfaction देती है. We should be having good proteins in the diet. We should be switching on the oils, cold pressed wood first oil, physically refined oils, kachi ghani ke tel, little bit of coconut, little bit of desi ghee. We can use multiple 2 to 3 oils or switching all the oils every month. This is important. Now the weight loss journey has to go for a longer period of time. Okay? So the patient should not be skipping the meals. That is very important because meals जब skip करते हैं, that reduces your metabolism. Okay, so long meeting hours, yes, बहुत ज़्यादा gaps नहीं होने चाहिए. Portion size reduce होना चाहिए. Smaller plate should be taken. Half of the plate should be filled with salad. 1/4 of it should be filled with protein. Another 1/4 should be filled with carbs. So salad means more of vegetables, fruits, fibers should be there in the diet, and less of proteins and fat should be there in the diet. Then healthy eating choices हमें अपने खाने में use करनी चाहिए, जैसे healthier cooking, broiling, grilling, baking, sauteing. Microwave I don't file, but अगर आप glass utensils use कर रहे हो, then it is okay. Do not use plastic. Swapping, switching to unhealthy ingredients from unhealthy to healthy ingredients. Like अगर आप fruit juice ले रहे हो, it is better to have a whole fruit. If you are having mayonnaise based sandwich, it is better to have a hung curd based sandwich. Okay, and distractions avoid करनी है. This is important. इससे हम mindful ईटिंग भी बोलते हैं. ओके. Mindful eating is when you're 100% focusing on your meal and you're not getting distracted by watching TV, by attending meeting, by talking to anybody. आप वो 10 to 12 minutes पूरा पूरा अपने मील पे फोकस करते हो. You are not getting distracted. इस वजह से आप overeat नहीं करते हो फिर. Switching on to healthier snacking options and educating कि आपको कौन से, अगर आप processed foods market से ले रहे हो तो कौन से लेने चाहिए, which can be a healthier options. Okay, now again, as I told you, weight loss is a long journey. So जब weight loss long journey है तो socialization तो होगी. People will go out, people will socialize also. So one thing that we prescribe once the person would like to socialize is, there is one rule which is known as GPRS rule. Okay, GPRS is going from more of grilled options, more of poached, roasted, steamed, sauté, then soup, salad. These options are the healthy if you are traveling or if you are going out of the your diet regime. Also, जब आप किसी को order करते हो, so try not to have these cream, fried, mozzarella, mayonnaise, refined flour, honey mustard. ये सब options उसमें नहीं होनी चाहिए. Then you should always advise or suggest your waiter that there should not be any cream in your soup if you're ordering, because हम low calorie offer कर रहे हैं, but cream और butter डाल दोगे तो high हो जाएगा. Offer बाहर specifically go for brown rice than white rice. Advise reduction in portion size when you're eating. So घर से कुछ खा के जाना is important so that you just taste on everything. Protein रिच डाइट होनी चाहिए, अल्कोहल शुगर नहीं होना चाहिए. एंड अगर आपको डेजर्ट्स लेने हैं, इट इज ऑलवेज बेटर टू शेयर इट विद समबडी फ्रॉम योर फ्रेंड्स एंड फैमिली. This is a simple diet plan wherein you can see that small frequent meals are planned and with good amount of vegetables along and good proteins in every meal. Just go through this plan. Okay, moving on to Ayurveda. आयुर्वेद में एक्सेसिव फैट को मेदा बोलते हैं एंड एक्सेसिव फ्लैश को ममसा बोलते हैं. ठीक है. एंड सिम्टम्स ऑफ पर्सन बीइंग ओबीज आर गोइंग ब्रेथलेस, feeling very tired or fatigued, so no interest in doing any work, too much of sweating, hunger, tiredness, and excessive sleep. So there are certain things that can be done, and how do these are done? Some of them I will be explaining, like fasting, intermittent fasting. Fasting can be, like you do fast for some gods or goddesses. Intermittent fasting basically uh, eating windows or fasting window होती है. Usually we start from 12 hours eating window जिसमें हम proper diet लेते हैं, 12 hours fasting जिसमें हम कुछ भी नहीं लेते, सिर्फ plain water. फिर हम धीरे धीरे करके फास्टिंग विंडो को कम कर देते हैं, ज्यादा कर देते हैं, और ईटिंग विंडो को कम कर देते हैं. सो देन द आइडियल रेशियो कम्स इज 16:8, which is 16 hours fasting and 8 hours eating. Few people go more towards it, 20 hours fasting, 4 hours eating. Absolutely okay once in a week. जो भी करना है एक लाइफस्टाइल के हिसाब से करना है. अगर आप वंस इन अ वीक कर रहे हो तो वंस इन अ वीक ही करो. 16:8 फिलोसफी कर रहे हो, ऑल्टरनेट डे करना चाहते हो तो वैसे भी कर सकते हैं. ठीक है. So there are certain dry powder massages also that are very very helpful for weight loss. There are certain purification processes that are done. इनकी techniques आप अपनी आयुर्वेद टीचर से पूछ सकते हैं. There are certain herbs जैसे कि गिलोय with danga. Hot potency है, but it is very very helpful in losing weight. Wheat grass, nut grass, dry ginger powder जिसे सौंठ बोलते हैं, आंवला, वक्का, tree turmeric and gugulu. These are few things that are very very helpful in losing weight. Just a second. So there are certain formulations which are very, very beneficial, especially Triphala. Triphala works great for weight loss and it has great results in constipation issues also. Arogya Vardhini Vati is also great for weight loss and it has also great issues अगर आपके कोई gut health है, not exactly constipation but acidity है, irritable bowel syndrome है, तो उसमें भी ये अच्छा है. Tirakatu, Navaka, Guglus, all the forms of Guglus are very nice for weight loss. Okay, ये formulations हम दे सकते हैं early morning या bedtime में. That was all about obesity. Just revise on the exchange list. All right, I'll just take the chat questions. Ma'am, these 30 grams of cereal will be uncooked. Yes, these are the raw forms. And जब आप diet prescription दोगे, उसमें आप cooked forms लिखोगे. Exchange means not exactly servings. Exchange means one portion जिसे आप, this is universal. Exchange means universal. Serving में तो आप 2 exchanges भी डाल सकते हो. ठीक है, अगर आप मील में 2 रोटीज ले रहे हो या 2 पराठास ले रहे हो, विच मीन्स आप 2 सर्विंग्स ले रहे हो. ठीक है, सॉरी, आप 1 सर्विंग 1 मील में आप ले रहे हो, at a time आप 2 parathas ले रहे हो, but these 2 parathas are made with 2 exchanges, so slowly you will understand. iPhone, you have not understood the exchange. Give some time, you will be understanding. Could you please share a video revealing how to use NGT app? It would have been shared with you, Subhendu. If you have not received, please reach out to the admin. Good evening, ma'am. We saw in slides swollen stomach will come when the person consumes alcohol, but the person who never consumes alcohol will have swollen stomach. So the other reasons can be disturbed sleep, too much of stress, too much of high carbohydrate intake, specifically 6 p.m. के बाद. Too much of sugar intake can lead to belly fat. Where can we find dry powder? You easily find in grocery and chemist stores. Can we take multigrain atta? Yes. How we determine the exchange values? We will get to know in some time. Okay, थोड़ा सा practice करेंगे, आ जाएगा. Mohit, please ask your question. Mohit, you have a question. You can unmute yourself. Nayana, please ask your question.
Yeah, ma'am. Actually, you just told about the water retention, ma'am.
Yeah.
So, what I know that just make me clear that when the body sometimes we don't drink the water much, means the required water we don't take. In that case, the body, the stores water, and that also leads to water retention, ma'am.
Exactly.
Is it right? Yeah.
Absolutely.
So how many means what is the portion of the water we should drink?
See, it is 30 ml per kg body weight. It is normal.
Before, you told me that before.
Yeah. If
Right,
a
yeah.
person is staying in a very hot condition, this can increase to 35 also. If a person is staying in very cold condition, this can reduce to 20, 25 also.
Okay. And just now, yes, ma'am. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, and also we need to consider the tea coffee intake. For every cup of tea, we need to add 400 ml of water in our daily routine.
Okay, ma'am. And you have also mentioned that I also think that because more of the diseases we are facing, that is because of the this one acidic portion is increased in our body.
Yes.
Right, so that should be, we should add more alkaline foods in our body so that our pH level can maintain. So
Yes.
with this diet also we are covering that, ma'am, because
We will be covering, not in very much detail, but when we will be covering the gut issues, we will be covering the topic. I will be sharing with you a list of foods pertaining to acid and alkaline pH and how we can maintain the pH of a meal. Like we discussed about how we can maintain the glycemic index of the meal, we will be
yeah.
discussing that also.
And if I'm wrong, please correct me that mostly the this one alkaline food, we get it from fruits and vegetables, if I'm not
Absolutely.
mistaken.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
Uzma, please ask your question.
हेलो मैम।
हाँ जी उस्मा।
मैम आपने बोला ना कि क्लाइंट को सेम टाइम पे बुलाना है, बिकॉज डे में
हो
मतलब 1
सके
kg
तो
अप
हाँ।
डाउन।
हाँ जी,
ओके
हो
तो
सके
मैम
तो सेम टाइम पे बुलाना चाहिए।
ओके मैम, मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि मेरा मतलब हेल्थ इशू भी कुछ नहीं है और हेल्दी बॉडी है, बट मेरा 4 kg अप डाउन होता है, तो इट्स नॉर्मल।
4 kg अप डाउन कितनी ड्यूरेशन में होता है?
मतलब मॉर्निंग टाइम मेरा जो होता है ना, नाइट टाइम सेम वही वेट हो जाता है, बट
हम्म।
पूरे डे में देखो तो चेंज होता रहता है। प्लस ऐसा नहीं है कि सिर्फ एक दिन, पूरे मंथ तक भी मतलब
चेंज
मैं
सबका होता है, बट इट इज
ओके
इट वेरीज। यस, दैट इज नॉर्मल, बिकॉज आप खा रहे हो पी रहे हो तो वेट तो इंक्रीज होगा ना बॉडी में।
ओके, बट मैम मतलब नॉर्मली 2 kg तक होता है, तो मेरा मतलब कुछ ज्यादा नहीं
तो
हो रहा।
4 kg अगर आप दिन का वेरिएंस बोल रहे हो, दैट इज नॉट नॉर्मल।
नहीं, मैं
वन
दिन
के
का
जी टू
बोल रही
के
हूँ।
जी भी ज्यादा है।
नहीं, दिन का बोल रही हूँ।
दिन का 4 kg इज नॉट नॉर्मल। इट इज
सो
नॉट
मतलब
करेक्ट।
तो मतलब कैसे, क्यों, मतलब
I don't
नॉर्मली।
know the reason. You need to get your diagnosis done. मैं अभी just आप बता दो, उससे मैं diagnose तो नहीं कर पाऊंगी।
सॉरी सॉरी मैम, मतलब एक और क्वेश्चन है। मतलब नॉर्मली मैं 1 ग्लास पानी पीती हूँ, तो 1 kg तो मतलब मेरा बढ़ ही जाता है।
नहीं, ये थोड़ा सा गलत है, या तो आपकी वेइंग मशीन थोड़ा सा गलत बताती है। दिस इज नॉट यूजुअल थिंग।
नहीं, पूरे फैमिली मेंबर का नहीं होता, सिर्फ मेरा ही होता है, तो
हाँ, तो एक
मतलब।
बार आप ये चीज डॉक्टर से डिस्कस करके थोड़ा सा इसके बारे में जानने की कोशिश करो।
ओके ओके, थैंक यू।
अतिका, प्लीज आस्क योर क्वेश्चन।
जी आपने शुरू की क्लासेस में बताया था ना कि मल्टीग्रेन आटा नहीं ले सकते, क्योंकि कोई एक ग्रेन होता है जो
मैंने
हेवी
नहीं
होता
बताया
है।
था, ये आयुर्वेद के टीचर ने आपको बताया होगा। क्या होता है कि
अच्छा,
अगर आप रोटी और राइस ये एक मील में नहीं ले सकते, क्योंकि ये
नहीं
टू।
जैसे मल्टीग्रेन आटा जो बने बनाए मिलते हैं, मल्टीग्रेन जो आटा मिलता है वो हम नहीं कंज्यूम कर सकते।
सी मल्टीग्रेन आटा जैसे कुछ ब्रांड्स का मिलता है, वी डोंट नो कि उसमें कितना कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट्स में ऐड किया हुआ है, एंड इट इज वेरी मिनिमल। 90% या 95% उसमें आटा होता है, 5% दूसरी ग्रेन्स होती है वो। इट इज जस्ट फॉर द नेम सेक दैट इट इज मल्टीग्रेन, बट ग्रेन्स आर वेरी लेस एडेड। सो व्हाट आई वुड से इज कि आप घर पे अपने डिफरेंट आटा परचेज करके उनकी मिक्सिंग करोगे, दैट वुड बी बेटर।
ओके, थैंक यू।
मोहित, प्लीज आस्क योर क्वेश्चन।
मैम मैं पूछ रहा था कि जैसे कि अगर कोई बंदा अपनी बॉडी बिल्डिंग कर रहा है, या मतलब अपना प्रोटीन इनटेक अगर उसका अच्छा है, तो अगर वो नेचुरली जाना चाहे तो क्या नेचुरली फूड के द्वारा वो जा सकता है, प्रोटीन पूरा कर सकता है अपना?
बिल्कुल कर सकते हैं। नेचुरली हम इजीली 80 ग्राम्स जितना प्रोटीन्स ले सकते हैं डाइट में। यू हैव गुड अमाउंट ऑफ ग्रीन लीफी वेजिटेबल सीरियल्स प्रोटीन्स, एंड देन यू हैव दिस थिंग मिल्क एंड मिल्क
मैम जैसे,
प्रोडक्ट्स।
हाँ मैम जैसे इसमें ऐसा होता है कि मैंने सुना था, मतलब कहीं पढ़ा भी था कि जो बंदे बॉडी बिल्डिंग कर रहे हैं तो उनको अपने बॉडी वेट के हिसाब से 1.5 से 2 ग्राम तक प्रोटीन लेना पड़ता है, अगर जितने केजी पर केजी 1.5 से 2 ग्राम।
नहीं मोहित, ऐसे नहीं होता। डिपेंड करता है कि बॉडी बिल्डिंग कर रहे हैं, पर वो कितनी ड्यूरेशन के लिए कर रहे हैं। वो 1 घंटा कर रहे हैं, 45 मिनट्स कर रहे हो, कौन सी टाइप की एक्सरसाइज कर रहे हो, कार्डियो भी कर रहे
मतलब
हो?
कि हाँ, 1 घंटा कार्डियो भी कर रहे हैं मान लो, और 1 घंटा बॉडी बिल्डिंग के लिए वेट ट्रेनिंग कर रहे हैं।
हाँ, सो वो 1.5 1.6 के आसपास का प्रोटीन्स ले सकते हैं। 2
तो
ग्राम
उसके लिए
प्रोटीन
अगर
3
अपना,
to 4 आवर्स की ट्रेनिंग के लिए चाहिए होता है। 1.5 1.6 ग्राम तक ले सकते हैं।
तो फिर वो अपने डाइट से कैसे पूरा करेंगे अगर नेचुरल से पूरा करना चाहें तो?
जैसे मैंने बताया, सीरियल्स, पल्सेस, मिल्क एंड मिल्क प्रोडक्ट्स, नट्स, सीड, वेजिटेबल्स लाइक ग्रीन लीफी वेजिटेबल्स, ये सारी चीजों से आप ले सकते हैं। ये हुआ सिर्फ वेजिटेरियन। एग्स और नॉनवेज अगर वो लेते हैं तो बहुत इजीली मीट कर सकते हैं।
ठीक है मैम।
ओके, आप स्पोर्ट्स न्यूट्रिशन वाली पीडीएफ में देखना, उसमें बताया हुआ है कैलकुलेशन। हरनेक सिंह, प्लीज आस्क योर क्वेश्चन। Harneet Singh, yes.
Yes, yes. I want to ask one thing, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, good evening. Please go ahead.
Yeah. I want to ask according to the Harvard School of Public Health, the research based on American Heart Association, which food we are taking, the fiber and carbohydrates ratio should be 1:10. And I want to ask which thing the rice carbohydrates ratio is 395. That's why that rice are suitable for a human being.
See, it does, but which ratio are you pertaining to, tell me? Like
Yeah,
395 is to what?
yes, I want to fiber every 10 gram fiber carbohydrates, we should take 1 gram fiber. Like this is the ratio is 10:1, right? And rice ratio is 395 according to the Bangalore lab. And other many labs, the carbohydrates ratio is very high, because you know the 0.2% fiber in the rice, right? And 1.2% fiber in wheat. That's why I want to ask the question, this ratio is suitable for the human being?
Yes, it does. And that is what we are doing. We are recommending you around 30 grams of fiber to be taken. So if you
Yeah.
take this ratio, even if you take rice or 40 grams of fiber in diabetic, and we are, we are almost taking more fiber as compared to this ratio, what you are saying. And yes, rice has low fibers, but if, as I told you, that we take very small portion of rice, but double the portion of dal or rajma and a portion of salad, it is going to be a fiber rich meal ultimately. So 30 gram or 40 gram of fiber, if you're attaining in your entire day, that is over exceeding the carb to fiber ratio.
Okay,
So
thanks
that is
a lot.
good. Okay, Shakti, please ask your question.
Hi, ma'am. My question is, in today's Ayurveda lecture, we were told not to have protein. It's not good for gut health. And she has given some example also that it came in the newspaper, the person died with protein, the gymmer. And so I was confused because I have been taking 1 scoop of protein as suggested to me, because I do little weights also half an hour along with my yoga practice. So
Yeah.
I'm a little confused now. So please suggest me.
It is not about that we can't take proteins. So tomorrow, just do this clarification, what she has taught you. It is never that we can't take proteins. It is about you have to take proteins as per your requirement. If your requirement is 50 grams and you are taking 60 grams, it is going to do devastating effects in your body. But अगर requirement 50 grams की और आप 50 grams ले रहे हो, then it is okay and that is required.
But overall, if I want to ask you आपको कि अगर जो protein powder आता है, is that harmful or we should
It
go
really
only to natural?
depends. जब हमने sports nutrition किया था, it is mentioned limited researches have been done on the supplements. So जो research जैसे ways हैं, whey proteins आप कौन सी कंपनी का ले रहे हो, कौन सा ब्रांड ले रहे हो, उस पे बहुत ज्यादा डिपेंड करता है. So make sure you buying a product which is well researched. गूगल पे उस प्रोडक्ट का थोड़ा रिसर्च करो, रिव्यूज वगैरह थोड़े से करके उसके बाद सर्च करो, बिकॉज देयर आर 100 ब्रांड्स अवेलेबल फॉर वे प्रोटीन.
उसमें एक ISO होता है जो आपने भी मेंशन किया था फिटनेस वाले डे, तो
आइसोलेट प्रोटीन, बट अगेन उसकी भी ब्रांड्स होती है ना. आइसोलेट प्रोटीन भी बहुत सारी कंपनीज बना रही हैं. आइसोलेट वे प्रोटीन इज अ टाइप ऑफ प्रोटीन, इट इज नॉट अ ब्रांड.
Okay, I will do the search.
Yeah. Nirvi, please ask your question.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Actually, you have said that green color table, no, for
Yeah.
exchanges. So I did not understand. You have multiplied by 8. So, for example, if you are taking cereal and millets, so we have to multiply by 8. Can you tell me what is that figure? And we have to multiply with each of the columns, like protein, energy,
Yes.
carbohydrates.
Yes. So this 8 number comes from two things. one, the medical condition or the health goal of a person. Second, कितनी calories की हम diet बना रहे हैं. As I told you, Nirvi, we will be practicing. So this concept का 8 आएगा, 5 आएगा, 4 आएगा, 12 आएगा, ये number कौन सी exchange का number आएगा? This comes with practice. Okay, one thing. Secondly, whatever number you put in, each and every column will be multiplied with that number.
Okay.
Okay, if you put in 4 there, so energy, carb, protein, fat, everything will be getting multiplied by 4 there.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So that is basically that is we figure out first what health issues they have, and then accordingly we number it,
Health
right?
issues and the number of calorie diet that we are preparing. So based on that.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
iPhone. Yeah. iPhone, please ask your question.
Ma'am, my question is why we multiply the exchange number with fat, carbohydrate, or protein?
Because हमें उनकी values find करनी है.
Okay.
You will understand that today was the first day. जब हम practice करेंगे, practically class में calculation करेंगे, समझ में आ जाएगा. Wait for this week, okay?
Okay. Okay.
Rajesh, please ask your question.
Yes, madam.
जी
मैडम,
राजेश.
मेरे को ये पूछ रहा है कि जैसे डायबिटिक पर्सन को अगर वो चावल रात को खाता है तो उसको कुछ ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम, कुछ लोग बोलते हैं चावल नहीं खाना चाहिए डायबिटिक आदमी को बिल्कुल भी.
हाई ग्लाइसेमिक इंडेक्स होता है ना, और हाई ग्लाइसेमिक इंडेक्स है तो कार्ब्स एकदम से रिलीज होंगे तो शुगर इंक्रीज हो सकती है, प्लस देयर इज नो एक्टिविटी आल्सो, सो इसलिए अवॉइड करने चाहिए रात को.
ओके, दिन में खा सकते हैं लेकिन.
बिल्कुल खा सकते हैं, जैसे प्रॉपर मील हमने डिस्कस किया है क्लास में वैसे. ओके, सुलोचना प्लीज आस्क योर क्वेश्चन एंड देन वी वाइंड अप फॉर टुडे.
मैम माय क्वेश्चन इज दैट हम लोग जैसे डाइट प्लान बनाते हैं किसी का, तो हमें एवरी 15 डेज में कैलोरी काउंट कम करना चाहिए उनका,
अगर उनका वेट कम होगा तो कम करना होगा
टू लूज वेट.
यस.
और मैम एक बात और पूछनी थी, जैसे मैंने मेरा बीएमआर और ये कैलकुलेशन किया तो वेट लॉस करने के बाद भी मेरी कैलोरीज इनटेक 1500 के आसपास आ रही है, तो इज इट ओके फॉर वुमेन?
यस, एब्सोल्युटली.
Okay, because it's an active lifestyle, that's why.
Yes, that is okay, not a problem. Yes, Pallavi, please ask your question.
Hello.
Pallavi.
Ma'am, please repeat GPRS. My voice was broken at
G
that time.
is grilled foods, is poached foods, R is roasted, and S is steamed food, salad, soups, sauté veggies, all these comes in the S category. So whenever
Alright.
somebody goes out, so one has to follow the GPRS.
Right. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you all, everybody. I will see you all tomorrow. Thank you. You can leave the meeting now.